Alright, so I'm sitting here going through my next steps or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to step up basically in the world or whatever, you know what I'm saying, technologically or whatever, you know what I'm saying, computationally and all that, you know what I'm saying. And came to the realization after doing a little bit of menu diving or whatever, you know what I'm saying. My circuits don't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm have a whole automation set up for right here. It's basic electronic circuit. But I need basic integrated circuits in order to make the HV circuit, the tier 1 HV circuit. And looking at this gave me another realization about Greg Tech or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That this is basically uh, computer history and tech history, basically. Because these basic electronic circuits are using resin printed circuit boards and vacuum tubes, and these are the old circuits from back in the days in the 70s and 70s into the 80s, maybe I want to say the 60s or something like that. I have to do the research on that. This is basically the mainframe days, and if you don't really know about what I'm talking about, this is when they first started making computers. This is the Unix days, when the operating systems were Unix before Windows and all that existed. And transistors and resistors and all that were like the size of chairs, and like a whole circuit be like the size of a room, a computer or whatever. Be like a whole circuit be like the size of a whole room. That's the mainframe days. Before they started shrinking things down and making them smaller and all of that. And I didn't really realize that until I started really looking at these recipes on how, because all of this is all reflective of real life technologies or whatever. But the microchip is what everything is using now, because it's plastic printed circuit boards. You dig what I'm saying? Not wood, not resin printed. Um, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up. And then what made me realize that even more is that nowadays a lot of computers use SoCs, which is a system on a chip, and they have SoC wafers in here. So that's even more uh, aligned to what I'm talking about. Um, yeah. So my chips that I'm currently making right now, uh, the LV basic electronic circuit, and the MV one are basically redundant. That's what I'm essentially saying. They're redundant. They're only good for these LV machines and for the MV machines. For these MV machines, and that's all it's good for. And whatever components that's in the LV and low voltage and the medium voltage age, everything else is redundant. I can't use those to go into oh, hold on. I just replaced my jetpack. I forgot I'm charging my jet boots and all that. Yeah, they're redundant, and when, I'm gonna show you the reason why that actually matters in my predicament or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want to call it predicament. It's just a situation and all that. That almost makes this entire build right here redundant. This entire build is completely for LV circuits, and this one over here is for MV circuits. So it almost makes these two builds redundant. Almost. Not all the way, because I can still save it. Like I said, these are the vacuum tubes and resin printed circuit board, resistors, steel plates, and all that. Um, so looking through the recipe, it still takes resistors, and it still takes the resin printed circuit board. It still takes the fine copper wire. There's no fine copper wire in this what's the name? But I am making copper. There's some point in here where I'm making copper. Yeah, there's a point in that in this machine that I set up that I'm making copper and copper wire, I believe, somewhere. I'm definitely not making diodes over here, but I am making diodes over there. So no, I am making copper wire for the resistors. Fine copper wire for the resistors. So I can save it, and liquid tin is not a problem. That's in the MV setup. That's not over here. And I'm making these. I'm just not mass producing these. I forgot how hard it was to get the wafers, but I know I bought you had to make the silicon balls. So I got tons of silicon dust. I forgot where I was getting at, but I got tons of it, so that's easy to it's easy to mass produce. This is gonna be a little bit of an issue. I have tons of arsenic, but gallium is a that's a byproduct for me right here from sphalerite. I have infinite sphalerite, so it's not really an issue, but it's more I can run it through a primitive war factory. This is the most viable recipe right here. Throw blocks of coal in there. I'm producing coal from the void extractor or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just have to process it down. Everything else is just 50%. This is what I need right here. I think that's the way that I got it before too. See, this is the way I really want to do it. But you need one of these. A bulk ore processing array or whatever. And this is extremely high. I don't know even know what level this actually is. But there's like 15 technological tiers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking at what's the names too to look at all the different tiers. There's no way I can do this. Even this right here requires IV an IV circuit. Definitely nowhere near even making this. I try to see if I could find some kind of a workaround, but tungsten, I'm not able to make that either. You know what I'm saying? Like if me being me, if I can find an exploit or a shortcut or a way around it, I'll find a way around it. As long as it's not cheating. You know what I'm saying? I'll find a way around it. But everything you can't find a way around, and I'm learning a lot with GT that certain things are hard coded. You're not gonna be able to get around it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard coded. I haven't ran this in a long time. I'm still sitting on 564 circuits. That's the beauty of it, though. You just set it up. You don't need to run it forever. You just need it when you need it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing over here. Still got 32 circuits left. Yeah, but now I don't even what's the name. So I really don't want to have to redesign another system. This is what's supposed to be basically forever. But nice little. It's a learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? So now I know that the first two circuits that you get whenever you play in GT are not the circuits that you're gonna need for the rest of the what's the name. I already knew for because of the complexity of GT, it's not gonna certain things are gonna get outdated and redundant. But I wasn't imagining that it would be like that because that's what separates it kind of from a lot of other tech mods or whatever. Because in other tech mods or whatever, you can still use certain things like they won't become outdated and redundant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could leave it here as just it's basically gonna become a museum piece at this point. You know what I'm saying? Once I fully get into HV, it's a museum piece, so I can't do anything else with it. You know what I'm saying? Can't do anything else with it. I'm definitely not tearing that down. That's not about to happen. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I rarely tear things down unless I really 100% have to. Even over here, you know what I'm saying? I had to tear this EBF down and reconstruct it over there because I needed a second EBF and all that. But I haven't even used this EBF. I still haven't broken it down, but I'm at the point where I might have to just break this down and just repurpose all these parts or whatever because I don't really actually need it over here. You know what I'm saying? I haven't ran this section right here in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like I still use this stem right here, this machine stem. I still use it. Um, because there's still things that I have to do manually and just do it one machine at a time. I don't need a whole processing chain for it. But this right here I don't even run. You know what I'm saying? Even this over here, this rock filtrator, I don't run it. I don't even actually need it. I have all of these geodes and ores down here that I haven't even used and processed any further, and I don't really need to run it right now. But this has more value the way it is instead of being torn down. But the EBF doesn't, because I don't make aluminum over here anymore, and I definitely don't make steel in this anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't even need to make steel because I don't even use steel like that too much anymore. Even though I still could have steel, but I still have plenty of steel over here already. You know what I'm saying? I have 1.5k. You know what I'm saying? And I still have 242 steel dust, and I have steel all over the place, like in the crates and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the future. You know what I'm saying? Some of these parts I could use it because now it's starting to get actually expensive to because I'm not sitting on a surplus. You know what I'm saying? So I need some of these super tanks back and some of the super chests back. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like making them. You know what I'm saying? I want to save my stuff for other things or whatever. But it is what it is. But I also have the other method, the SBF, the double SBFs that I have down there, and I have the primitive uh the primitive one as well. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the name of it. It's primitive blast furnace, but PBF or something like that, whatever it is. Um, yeah, in my opinion, when it comes to steel production, it's a little side note or whatever. When it comes to steel production, you're better off just using this the solid blast furnace than using the EBF for steel. You know what I'm saying? You might as well use the EBF for other things. You know what I'm saying? Because to me it's a lot faster and it costs no energy to actually use the solid blast furnace. You just throw a bunch of iron in there, throw a bunch of coal or charcoal or blocks in there, whatever you're gonna throw in there, and let the steel cook up naturally. You know what I'm saying? Versus trying to run it this way. So you always learning something. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely never gonna use the EBF to make steel. That's what I'm basically saying. Next time I run on GT or whatever, or the next playthrough of my pack, whatever, I'm probably gonna make my own custom. Go back and make a custom or whatever. Even though I do want to run Terra Firma Greg. You know what I'm saying? Terra Firma Craft I have a lot of history with. Um, and I kind of really want to run GT by itself. The whole purpose of running this pack was because I had Create and GT in it, and that was a nice little gateway into GT, and gave you another way of making more creative builds because it's Create. You know what I'm saying? And that just mind you, I played it that way. I don't play it like a lot of other YouTubers and streamers and all that. Everybody just treats Create like it's an early game tech and that's it. I just basically integrated it with everything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more interesting like that to me. Because I don't see. I've been watching LPs and all that, and people over the years, YouTubers and all that over the years, and I've watched so much content, so much media on modded MC that it's not entertaining to me. If you're gonna do the same thing, you're gonna build a house around or a building around whatever lame ass setup that you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the builds aren't interesting anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I really want to see, especially those setups down there. It's a lot more interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to see more people build stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm the best builder in the world because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't do aesthetic builds. I like machines. You know what I'm saying? I don't care that like this looks nice to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about spaghetti and all that. Um, because it's interesting. I know the functionality of this when I look at it. Um, yeah, that's it. Just rambling a little bit or whatever. You know what I'm saying?